Hey guys, so it's not clear that Iran took the bait and really did attack that. That story about trying to divert the British tanker, they didn't board it, they didn't do anything, or were they even there? The people on the RT commentary are pretty suspicious, of course. I don't blame them. Doesn't surprise me. I added just that I thought the headline was pretty confusing. It says UK arrests Iranian captain over ship seizure attempt. That's totally two different stories. The Brits hijacked or pirated a super tanker that belongs to Iran that was trading with a non EU country that is not party to the sanctions that the US sees fit to enforce on the whole world. US in quotes, of course, always. Um, so I mentioned that that's confusing because arresting the captain of the ship they stole is not related to this supposed uh, trying to interfere with the UK's supertanker. The Straits of Hormuz and the Gibraltar entrance to Mediterranean are indeed somewhat similar, so I can see that. But anyway, pretty unprofessional journalism right there. The Epstein stuff, that's being useful because now this guy, he makes it clear that Japanese commit a lot more crimes in Okinawa than Americans do. Like Americans probably commit about 160 serious crimes a year in Okinawa, they say, whereas the Japanese commit maybe 23,800 crimes a year. What's the date on this? There was that sex ring problem. Where's that story? The problem of pedophilia in the military and just generally sex trafficking, that's really something we've studied quite a bit in the AFSC, so that's getting a lot of attention now in conjunction with the Epstein things. Like Okinawa is kind of another island where that goes on, right? So that's happening. As I said in my blog, we've got bandwidth for all these stories. It's pretty. They're all connected anyway, right? So more on current events. This is where I say, sex trafficking circus, which I'm not saying doesn't deserve attention. Of course it does. Basically, you can find. I mean, it's a lot of hypocrisy because if you could throw a switch where anybody who looked at underage people having sex, that their eyeballs would melt, if you could throw that switch, you'd have a lot of blind people pretty quick, right? And they wouldn't all be billionaires, right? So there's a lot of really this attack on Epstein is, I think, a lot of jealousy because he's so rich and his friends are so rich. Then the Jones Act, of course. We're looking at that quite a bit. Even George Will thinks that's doofy and stupid, right? That Puerto Rico is still oppressed in that way. I would really encourage the EU to just ignore it and just start trading with Puerto Rico. What's the U.S. going to do? Shoot the German ships or whatever? Just don't pay attention to that stupid stuff, really. Puerto Rico's been through enough pain. They should be free to trade with whoever they want in the world, right? That's not a problem. Same as Cuba or anyone else. The sanctions thing, it's like the babies want their sanctions. I understand, and we have to humor them because they're threatening all of us with nuclear holocaust if we don't bow down. You know what Bolton's like. If he can't control freak it out, then, he's got to control. He's got to control. All right. Anyway, lots of fun news. We'll see. I noticed that Iranians don't even admit that this attempt to divert a UK tanker even occurred. And the people down here They don't see any pictures of that. I mean, we had a lot of pictures in these previous events. So it seems like if this happened, there'd be lots and lots of pictures. So I'll be looking for those. I'm sure if it really did happen, there are lots and lots of pictures. And there's more than pictures. I mean, we have satellites. There's the Russians can tell us if it happened, if the Americans can't. Anyway, we'll check. Talk to you later.